Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to include CSS in your HTML documents. So let's get started. There are three ways to include CSS in HTML documents. The first one is inline, second one is internal, and the third one is external. The most used one is external. I'm going to discuss all these three one by one in detail. Let's discuss inline one first. I have already created several HTML files to explain different ways of including CSS. First one is inline. Inline CSS is basically used to add CSS individually on elements so that it does not affect the other element. For example, if you provide any style on first h1 tag, it will not affect the other two, other h1 and p tags. Let's check how it looks without providing any style on it. So this is how it looks. Now let's add some inline CSS on first h1. So to add inline CSS, we will have to use the style attributes. So and then I am putting two style here. One is color and second is font size. Now this style will be applied only to this h1 element. It will not affect the second h1 or p tag. So let's check it in the browser. You see, only the first h1 is changed, the color and font size, but the other is not affected. Now let's add some other inline CSS in the second h1 tag. So let's change the color to red and let's check on the browser. So the second h1 is changed, but the other element are not affected. So this is how inline CSS works. Now I will talk about internal CSS. Internal CSS is basically used to apply same style, same CSS on multiple elements. Suppose you want to change the color of both h1 elements to orange and both p elements to red. Now if you want to do it using the inline CSS, there will be lots of duplication. That's why we need to use internal CSS. Now all the internal CSS need to be put inside the head tag. And inside the head tag, you will have to use the style tag. So let's change the color of h1 to orange. So only one line of code for both h1 and similarly only one line of code for both p. So let's change the color to red for p tag. Now let's check it on the browser how it looks. So it is internal.html file. You see the first two h1 are changed to orange and second two p tag are changed to red. Now you can also utilize class attribute. Suppose you want to change the color of four elements, two h1 and two p elements, four elements to same color, red. To do that, you will have to use class for each element. So I am using red. The name of the class is red here. Now let's remove the old CSS and let's just use the class red and let's change the color to red. Now it will change, this one line of code will change all the four tags. So the color of four elements will be changed to red. You see? So this is how internal CSS works. Now let's talk about the external CSS. So external CSS is needed when you want to use same style on different files. Suppose here we have external 1.html and external 2.html, and on both files we have h1 tags. Now suppose you want to change the color of h1 tags of both files to red. Now to do that, we need an external CSS file and we'll have to link it on both HTML documents. So let's create a CSS file here, style.css. So the extension should be .css and the pattern of writing CSS is same as internal CSS. So let's change the color of h1 to red. Now we'll have to link this CSS file with the HTML files. So it needs to be done using the link tag, and here the real attribute defines the relationship between the HTML documents and the style sheet file, and the href is basically the link of the file. In this case it is style.css. Let's copy this link in external 2.html file. Now we have connected the style sheet on both files. So let's check it on the browser. So first let's check external 1.html. So h1 is changed here. Now let's check on the other file. So it is also changed here. Now let's change the color of p tag to blue. So it should be changed on both files. Let's change it to blue. Now let's check on the browser. So it is changed to blue, and let's check other file. It should be changed to blue. Yes. So that is how external CSS work. Now I hope you have understood both ways, all the ways of adding CSS. Thank you for watching my video. Please let me know in the comments if you have any question, and please don't forget to subscribe.